75 hard. A dad's transformation.
Hi everyone, welcome to day 36 of my 75 hard journey. We got up to a normal start today. I planned this day out pretty well because I have a couple of things on my schedule. So I needed to time my training and all the other tasks. So we got up in the morning really easy and I took my wife to school, kindergarten, office, the usual. And I took a good hour of the start of the day to get my first workout in with the walk or with the dogs. This time I did it a little bit different because I was trying to keep my heart rate up. So get a little bit of momentum going. So I was trying to keep in a steady pace with like 108 to 120, this kind of range. Since I'm wearing a Fitbit, I set this goal and I checked it every minute and then to keep my heart rate up to make it a real workout. So it was more like of a fast walk, which meant that I had to get an extra round in based on the fact that that whole walk, and I talked about it a couple of times, is pretty timed on like a 15-minute range. But when you split it up and get a bit of momentum going, it's faster, obviously, and so I had to go an extra round. I had a meeting scheduled for podcast recording in the morning or around 12, I would say between 11 and 12. And I did that. Pretty cool, by the way, and I feel like pretty inspiring. I have a business podcast going. I kicked it off a couple of weeks ago, and I talked to one of the co-owners of a store. They are selling razors and knives and all this stuff. But I feel like the inspiring part of that is that they're just 25 years old, two young boys taking over. Boys, I'm sorry, I apologize. Two young men making the decision, okay, let's invest and buy a store, use it as kind of the front and build an e-commerce business behind it and go and branch out online. And I feel like that's the endeavor and the willingness to invest time and be creative. And they are pretty creative when it comes down to social media, for example. I feel like that's pretty inspiring. And that was one of the reasons why I asked them if they would like to talk to me about their journey and the plans they have. Yeah, just as a side note. When I was done with the interview, I had to do the things which I more likely hate the most. That is shopping. I hate going into stores and searching for clothes. I feel like clothing is one of the most annoying stuff there is because it's so like superficial, I feel like, and I want to look fancy and I want to do that, and people judge each other based on their clothes and on their shoes and all this stuff. And but I needed to go because we were invited to a party and the motto is like all white. Normally I would say, I'm out, thanks. But it's for a client and we've never been to such a model party. And I thought, okay, it would be fun to go and take a look how everybody else is coming up with that. So I had to buy a white pants and a new shirt, which is more likely all white. But I found one with a dachshund on it. And I said, okay, fair point. That I would have bought anyway if I've seen it. So got myself a new shirt with a dachshund on it. When I was done with shopping, I went home for a quick editing session. But 2:30 already came along, so I had to pick up the kids. So when we got home, I had to make a quick lunch. I cooked together with my youngest son. My oldest son is not as interested in cooking, but my youngest son is. So we take some time and cooked some rice noodles with veggies and a nice peanut butter sauce. And then it already came like five. And my son has his third hockey training at 5 during the week. So we went to the hockey training while my son was at his training. The youngest and I went to the playground next to it, played for a bit. When we were done, we went home. My wife joined us. There was dinner going on. And I was exhausted. I don't even know why. Maybe the fact that there was the interview and all this stuff that kind of drained me mentally a bit. So I decided to take a quick nap, 15 minutes, while my wife was bringing the kids to bed. And after that, after the nap, I jumped on the rowing machine and put in the second workout. And then sit down on the couch, had my 10 pages. And then there was a couple of, I would say 1.5 hours left where I just chilled with my wife, watched some TV, chatted about the day, talked a bit about business. Yeah, and then I went to bed. So not very special, aside from this super interesting podcast episode that I recorded. So let's go through the list really quick. First workout was the walk with the dogs, where I managed my heart rate to stay up. The second workout was the rowing machine. I read my 10 pages and took a picture, obviously, and didn't cheat, stuck on my diet, no alcohol. So overall, it was a really nice day and looking forward to the next one. So thank you for joining me today.